Deepak, and I'm still in California, in Carlsbad, California, and we are having this course called Weekend of Enlightenment, or the Enlightenment Weekend, something like that. And I did a session yesterday. I'm going to do a couple of sessions today, and then I'm off to New York, and I'll be in touch from New York. So I'm just waiting for people to get on, and I see that you are all coming on. So today I thought I'd talk about being in bliss, or being is bliss, or being and bliss as the same awareness or consciousness. So this got triggered this morning on Twitter, where I had posted the following statement. And the statement was that the essential state of existence is egoless, and that state is just pure existence, and it is awareness of existence. That the ego is a human construct. Devoid of that human construct, your essential state is egoless. It's awareness, and it's awareness of existing. We can be very sure of only two things. We exist, and there's a lot that we experience that also exists. So there is existence, there is experience in existence, and that is awareness of existence, period. And this awareness is prior to thought. It's prior to emotion or feeling. It's prior to any perception, any interpretation of perception. This essential state in the great wisdom tradition of Vedanta is referred to as Sat, which means truth, Chit, which means awareness. Or being, and Ananda, which means bliss, just in play. And this is also, ultimately, this is also love. But this is, as I said, a state of awareness before a thought arises. Now, once the thought arises, because we are human beings and we have language, once the thought arises, then we describe our experiences in terms of either objects or relationships, and we think they're somehow out there. What we're experiencing is thought, we're experiencing is emotion, we're experiencing an image, we're experiencing a sense perception, but we label it. We say that's a tree, that's a rock, that's a galaxy, that's a star, that's a human body, etc., etc. So now what we have done is we have created a certain map of our experiences. And that map includes what we call the mind, the map includes what we call the body, the map includes what we call the world, the universe. That's a map through words of what we are experiencing in consciousness, what we're experiencing in consciousness, what we're experiencing in awareness as the fluctuations of awareness. in the form of thoughts, sensations, images, feelings, sense perceptions. So we basically objectify an experience into the idea of a mind, into the idea of a body. Some people say it's paused and there's no sound. Just tap your screen and you'll get back the sound. Tap, tap, tap. Okay. Somebody please type this out. Tell people to tap, and then they will be able to experience everything. It won't be frozen. It won't be without sound. Okay. So just tap your screen. Tap your screen to get back everything. Okay, good. We have awareness, then we have awareness of experience, and then we label the experience. We call it a tree or a rock or a body or a mind, etc. And once we basically do this, we have created what is called a human universe. What we have created is a human universe. We have words to describe our experiences. This is the mind, this is the body, this is the world. So then we create a human construct. So the point here is that anytime we So the point here is anytime we describe or label or judge or define or evaluate or give a word to an experience, then that experience becomes a human construct. And it's also called mind, body, and universe. Yes, tap the screen to return to the sound. Okay, so in any case, you can watch this later as well. So that's why, in the same way, when we label ourself with images of ourselves, we create an image of ourselves. When we describe ourselves, when we define ourselves, we limit ourselves. We take our infinite mind and we create the ego mind. And so this ego is a human construct. It doesn't actually exist. And the essential nature of the entire existence is that it has no ego. Does a tree have an ego? Does a rock have an ego? Does a star have an ego? Does an animal have an ego? Does a bird have an ego? Does an atom have an ego? Actually, no, even a human doesn't have an ego. It's a learned phenomenon through labels, through descriptions, through words. That is how the word became the flesh. And first there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and then the Word became the flesh. It became everything that we call reality. Okay, so remind yourself just today, with all your heart and soul, that you are egoless, and you will then fall into your essential state, which is bliss. Bliss is only disturbed when you come out of your essential state, which is awareness and awareness of existence. And that awareness and awareness of existence is bubbling up right this moment as mind, body, universe. There's a poem of Tagore, and Tagore says, where is that fountain that throws out these flowers in a ceaseless outbreak of ecstasy? where is the fountain that throws out these flowers in a ceaseless outbreak of ecstasy? That fountain is your own self, that is not only throwing out flowers in a ceaseless outbreak of ecstasy, it's actually with abandonment throwing out the entire universe in a ceaseless outbreak of ecstasy. So I hope that is helpful to you. So what I'll do right now is look at some of your questions and see if you can, if you have any more questions. Otherwise, I'll speak to you from Kerala, no, from New York. I was looking at Vignesh Bhaskar. He says, hello from Kerala. Vanina Rusova says, no sound. Tap your screen and the sound will come back. Okay, tap your screen, sound will come back. So before I end, I'll also try and see if I can remember a poem of Tagore's where he talks about the ego. He says, I came to my tryst alone. Tryst is, where lovers meet. I came to my tryst alone, but who is this that follows me in the dark? He has a big swagger, he has a loud voice. Dear Lord, I am ashamed to come to you in his company. And who is he? He is my own ego self, a construct. And so you want to have a meeting with God, you want a meeting with your lover. Don't bring this this boisterous, loud, swaggering, belligerent part of you. Leave him behind. He's the ego self. Another beautiful poem of Khalil Gibran is where he says, God said to me, love your enemy, and I obeyed. I started to love myself. So when you love yourself, you have gotten rid of the ego enemy, which is part of you, which is, as I said, a social construct. Not easy, but if you remember it, if you keep your attention on this, then you will definitely find bliss. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later.